Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Libra meditation. The new moon, of course, a few days ago, coupled with the Ring of Fire solar eclipse, which essentially is amplifying the time frame of the new moon's impact and broadening it to the weeks surrounding it. And of course, solar eclipse of any sort, can have a much larger imagined ring of fire impact on your activities. For you, Sagittarius, this is impacting your 11th house, or the house of your associations, your aspirations, your dreams, your communities, your tribes, far afield. Particularly for those of you with Sagittarius rising, I've laid out the axis of the horoscope wheel. I'll clarify with another tarot deck and finish off with a couple of oracle cards. If you enjoy this reading, if you find it useful, please like this video. Please comment below if you feel so moved. Please share with others who may enjoy it, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I'm starting off with the Four of Wands for Sagittarius. Four of Wands is about creating this beautiful cultural, social, even emotional, inspirational foundation. This is almost a dream. You're celebrating the foundation of a dream of growth, expansion, and celebrating that of your entire community. So this is your commitment to a lifelong learning process where you're understanding that each experience contributes to your greater growth and aspiration moving forward. And in recognizing that, you're celebrating that of others. You're making it possible, facilitating the growth and expansion of others. So this is customarily thought about as a kind of portal into clear and conscious agreements, contracts, marriages, graduations, celebrations of growth and achievement. In the 10th house, your social identity is the Four of Pentacles, another four. So we're already starting on this place of establishing foundations, creating structure. This is you really holding on to what you have created for yourself. And this can translate in many ways to not only the sense of stability and structure being fundamental to not only your life, but the way others see you, but also a sense of perhaps guardedness, cautiousness with the way that you invest your resources, invest your time. This is you really looking at how you can invest in yourself, invest in the growth, and create abundance and prosperity from what it is you've been able to secure already. In the first house, the Five of Cups. It's interesting to me how this card continues to come up as you move forward in creating this new solid sense of self, this secure and stable sense of protection. The Five of Cups is really about you still allowing yourself to grieve, focusing intentions on what you've lost. This is something that may be difficult to hang on to because of the opportunities that are opening up to you, but more profoundly, the way you're shifting your attention towards these two cups. This is almost saying goodbye, a final goodbye to the disappointments, the heartaches, the failures of the past, and instead turning your attention to the resources you have, this deep conscious ability for you to build a relationship with your higher self. This is your ability to connect deeply with all the potential, your dreams, your aspirations, understanding that it is that internal relationship that is empowering your reach for your dreams, reaching for the stars, reaching for your needs for abundance and stability, and for the larger sense of hope and possibility in the world, that this is within your grasp now as you say goodbye and farewell to the heartaches of the past. In the fourth house, this is the house of your foundations, your family, the Hermit card. And this is clarifying for me the sense of abundance and foundation that you have birthed from an ability and a willingness to go within and seek those answers, to establish your own authority, to determine what structures, what foundation, what rootedness serves you best. This feels like a real expression of your authentic self, your ability to build your own structures. This is without regard to the needs or expectations of others, but a real focus and understanding that you are changing the way you devote your energies. You're changing the way you give attention to what you love, what you understand doesn't love you back, and in fact, what the love that you are capable of giving to yourself and building for yourself, what inspires you. This is very much the feeling of self-madeness, that you are creating your world, your life, your experience of the world anew from the foundation of who you are. In the seventh house, the Magician. This is really exactly what I feel like I'm intuiting from at this particular time, this experience of creating everything anew. And this is in the sense of freshness. This isn't like starting over. It's not that. You're working on your foundations that you now understand you've been able to create through the ability to release what hasn't worked for you in the past. This overwhelming sense of failures that may have dominated your sense, your heart, your sense of possibility in the past is now receiving this fond farewell as this new world that you have built, that you are creating, is emerging. We're really on the precipice of building this new experience, but it's built on a foundation. This is on a material and a cultural, spiritual foundation. In the first house, the Five of Cups is being clarified by the Knight of Wands in the second house and the Four of Wands, a repeat in the third house. This is really beautiful. It's interesting that your material experience is receiving this inspired motivation from you. So I really get a sense of you building something, building this portal, this not only building this foundation, this spiritual foundation, even a social or emotional foundation from your inspired action, movement forward. You're almost attacking your dreams. As this is all coming to your consciousness, a sense of control that you're experiencing as you move forward is firing you up and helping you not only to recognize what you have, this freshness, this fresh start that you have built, but a celebration of your capacity to do so. It's almost as though you're born again through the sense of your own authority, building from who you are. This self-made energy that I'm sensing is really prevalent for you. That really is about this ability to go in and explore your roots and the way in which your talents and your authority are based on experiences of your past. The Hermit in the 4th house is clarified by the 2 of Wands in the 5th house and the 10 of Cups in the 6th house. You are looking at the world in the way that perhaps is new. You're looking at the world and the opportunities you have to create, to build, to move forward, to expand. You're taking this foundation and you're identifying your strengths, your talents, and you're now turning your gaze towards the implications of this for your future. You're turning towards the world, away from this internal experience of building from your roots, and you're now moving that outward in such a way that you recognize you have altered your experience of community. The world that you're facing now is not the harsh experience that you may have had, the sense of failure, the sense of giving your power away or being taken advantage of, being exploited in all arenas, not just love, but in relationships in general, in terms of work or employment. Now you see the world as abundantly giving, as a place of shared resources, as a place where you can celebrate the mere capacity to share the abundance that is the world. Your view has been altered, and this is empowering the way that you see your capacity and your ability to start fresh. The Magician in the 7th house is clarified by the 7 of Cups in the 8th house and the 2 of Cups in the 9th house. Wow, so we're really moving from a sense of fiery motivation, a talent, inspiration, almost an assertive move outward into the world to one of enjoyment, bliss, pleasure, recognizing that the options before you, even if they're not all equal, even if they're not all safe or abundant, even if some of them are dangerous, still exist. And they, instead of threatening you, are titillating you. Instead of confusing or overwhelming you, they're giving you clarity about your realistic options that are now available, that now are potentially full because, again, of this ability to connect deeply with who you are. And that connecting deeply puts you in a place of potential, of reaching for your dreams, of trusting that you have what it takes, of trusting the universe to see that you're ready and you're able and you're moving forward with this deep connection and dream fulfillment. This is love, whether it is an actual relationship that exists in your life. This is also a greater love for yourself, a love in your belief, in love with the world, in love with the possibilities that you now see all around you, loving life with a capital L, in the sense of not just your life, but life in general. Understanding now that you understand based on your own safety and security, the structure that you have given yourself, that you've created in order to expand, move out into the world, share your ideas, build with others in a way that fulfills you spiritually, that is on mission, and that gives you the love of your life. This is important because so often that love of our lives means a relationship. And it certainly can be a relationship with an individual. It can also be a love of ideas, a love of spirituality, a love of divinity, a love of the possibilities in the world, a love of life. The 4 of Pentacles in the 10th house is clarified by the 5 of Pentacles in the 11th house and the King of Cups in the 9th house. Indeed, what seems consistent for at least some fire signs is this desire and contrast with a family of origin story. that family of origin story, that conditioning, may be about deprivation, about not having enough, about feeling on the sidelines of life, being marginalized in some way, in a way that you now have changed this experience so dramatically that in some ways it may be difficult for you to understand that you once felt a sense of not being or having enough. But it does empower you to move precisely in those communities where there is a material sense of lack to penetrate to where the real wealth, where the gifts are. You're emboldened to move into a diversity of settings, tribes, cultures, groups, associations, not daunted by the apparent material lack, understanding what's deeper, and understanding as the result of your experience that you can work with anyone, no matter how different those experiences appear. That your willingness and openness to work authentically with a diversity of groups, different abilities, different cultures, is what is a model for others. And this is a result of the tremendous maturity you've experienced. You have given long and hard to experiences perhaps that didn't give back in a way that once broke your heart over and over again. A sense of failure, a sense of throwing yourself into something wholeheartedly and not receiving that back. You've now understood, you are now compassionate and forgiving to yourself, understanding not only did you learn something from these experiences, but that others too have struggles they're overcoming. Others too are deluded by the superficial opportunities they see, falsely believing that giving themselves away will get them the power or love that they seek. This maturity makes you a beacon, almost a magnet to others, so that they come to you for this advisement. How did you do this, Sagittarius? You may be asked quite often, but you yourself marvel at the sense of mastery over your emotions that you've gained, understanding the appropriateness of your feelings. The compassion is always warranted, but giving away your heart, your power, is never appropriate. I'm going to pull a Divine Crystal Oracle and remind you that you can like, comment, share, and subscribe to Pacific Tarot. And I have pulled the Rose Quartz. Open up your heart, Sagittarius. I love this. And I'm really impressed lately by how the 12th house, the place of lessons, the end of one's journey, the end of one's lesson, the end of your experience in this moment is reflected in the oracle card. So the Rose Quartz, as you know, is about open-heartedness. It's about receiving love, seeing love all around you, accepting that all there is love. And the King of Cups certainly has learned that lesson. And I'm also going to pull a language of flowers for you for some extra support. Oh, I've gotten many, many things, but the thing that fell out is the calla lily. And the calla lily keyword is rejuvenation. Reawaken, and then stand stronger. I thank you so much, Sagittarius, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.